What is up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Live Locks presented by Scores and Odds. Where? Go. So I got distracted there for a second. Go over to Scores and Odds, where we got picks. We got this prop shopping tool where you can see exactly what the best odds are for each individual prop, plus what we project. And most importantly, get access to Grant's Action Lounge. What is that? Well, this is what it is. It's literally my Discord where I'm throwing in every single pick I have every single day. So you can get the odds before they move, because they will be moving, because these are good bets. So go get signed up. All you have to do is go to scoresandodds.com, get signed up. And then you have to go to scoresandodds.com/Twitter or /Discord and get on in there. And that's it. That's all. Go get signed up. We got a bunch of bets today. Been absolutely crushing it. Absolutely destroying this month so far. Currently up 10.3 G's off of just 40 G's bet. So close to, actually less than that, because we've got the picks today. Sitting around a 30% ROI. Just absolutely crushing. 8-3 yesterday. Yeah. Very, 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 very good. We got some baseball. We got some basketball. We got some baseball. We got some football. Sorry, I'm disoriented because I've been working 100 hours in the last week. It's football season, so I've got a lot of stuff to do. So let's just get right into it. These two bet the other day. Probably stay away at this point. I'm starting to like them less and less. But Eckler over 4.5 receptions, hit it -110. It moved to -146 already. That was a solid bet. These are the new ones for today. These ones right here. We'll start off with some baseball here. Dylan Bundy over 2.5 strikeouts, -167 over at Caesars. Dylan Bundy, not very good anymore, but he draws a pretty solid matchup going up against the Royals. Generally limit him to a decent amount. But this Royals team strikes out at a big clip, 23.3% on the season. Bundy, while just sitting at a 16.3% K rate. There are enough high strikeout bats in this lineup. Wish he was going against less lefties, but the lefties, Massey, Prado, Waters, Melendez, all strike out at a pretty solid clip outside of Pasquantino. So 2.5 is just way too low of the number. I know you're paying a lot of juice, and the line's probably moved a little bit, but I still like it. Kevin Gausman over 4.5 hits allowed, -145. Gausman, very good pitcher, but going up against the Rays, who are still a solid hitting lineup at this point. 4.5, the guy's going to go late into the game, has a decently high pitch count, so 4.5 is a bit too high of a number. A lot of lower strikeout bats in this lineup. I mean, we got Franco, we got Ramirez, we got Diaz. So should have a decent amount of balls in play. Does not walk anyone. 3.8%, one of the lowest of any pitcher in the league outside of DeGrom and I think Kirby, I want to say. Both the guys that are lower of qualified pitchers. So over 4.5 hits, just based on how Babbitt's going to go and the fact that there are enough low strikeout hitters in this lineup. 4.5, too of a number or low of a number. James Kaprelian, under 3.5 strikeouts. You can get this at -114 at PlayUp, but if you don't have PlayUp in your state, that's fine. There is Barstool and there is DraftKings. I think they're sitting at -132 and -135, respectively. Can't remember off the top of my head, but both those places I still like the under. Kaprelian, not a very good pitcher at all. 10% K rate, over 10%, 10.9. 15.9% K rate, 10.9% walk rate. Just not a good pitcher. And he gets one of the toughest matchups on the board going up against Houston. Outside of Maldonado and Pena, no one strikes out here. Everyone's sub 17% K rate in this lineup outside of those two guys. Just absolutely ridiculously good lineup and bad lineup for a pitcher trying to hit the strikeout over. So 3.5, getting close to even money at PlayUp and even -130 over at DraftKings and Barstool is just a solid line. Hammer the under here. Chase Anderson, over 2.5 strikeouts. Now, Chase Anderson is hot garbage. He's not very good, but he's striking guys out at a decent clip, sitting at 27.5%, does not have the control that he's had earlier on in the career. Still going to give up a ton of home runs, 10.8% swinging strike rate, though. Last two matchups, 5 strikeouts, 4 strikeouts, and just 56 and 84 pitches. Should be in the mid-80s in this one. I actually played St. Louis earlier on the season. I think it was just a relief start, but had 36 pitches and he had 2 strikeouts. So there's that. Double it and it's easy. Great. He did 19 pitches, not strike out anyone the other one, but still bad line overall, -112 odds. Let's open up. Let's see. Let's find it. Going to show off Gridiron IQ. If it's up already, it should be up already. Gridiron IQ. So you can see a little bit of what we have to offer over at RG. Well, I prefer things over at Scores and Odds. A lot of things over at Scores and Odds. It's pretty solid. We got Daniel Jones going up against Carolina. Now, Carolina may have a pretty solid pass defense, but Daniel Jones, 209.5 passing yards in this spot here. Pretty solid overall line. I like the over quite a bit. Look at Daniel Jones. Let's see what the line is on this game. Daniel Jones, -2.5. Really? That's, I don't. Yeah, and people are more betting on the Giants. Let's see if whatever has changed and Jones has changed. 206.5. So I got a 209.5. It's actually going down. I still really like that. Yeah, hit the over. Jameis Winston over 226.5 passing yards. Jameis Winston played better than his numbers showed last week. We'll just put it that way. Seemed to get together really well in the second half. Going up against the Bucs have a great run defense. They should be able to keep Kamara out of the game a little bit, forcing Winston to throw more. They are a favorite, not that much of a favorite, so the game script should be moderately neutral. Saints, while they do like to run, they now actually have pass catchers. People forget that Winston had some of the worst pass catchers in the entire league last year. Not a single one of them should probably even be on an NFL lineup. Now they have Jarvis Landry, who's a solid possession guy. Michael Thomas, who struggled in the first half, looked fantastic in the second half. And Olivier, who is a very good route runner, good wide receiver. So while Taysom Hill is worrisome a little bit, Winston getting this low of a passing yards line, 226.5 at -115 over DK. Hammer it. Tonight, Justin Herbert is going over 279.5 passing yards, -113 over at FanDuel. Yes, having Keenan Allen out is going to be tough, but Herbert, he can absolutely spread the ball out. He's got enough pass catchers. He got Eckler in there. He should be entirely fine. 53 total in this game. A lot of money coming in on the Chiefs. Line's already moved from 2.5 to 4, but I don't care. Like if the Chiefs are up, then that just means Herbert's going to be passing. He's hit this in 10 of 17 games last season. Missed it in the first game by 0.5 yards, but they had that in control for the majority of the fourth quarter there. So didn't really have a huge need to pass. 279.5 passing yards, way too low here. DJ Moore, over 54.5 receiving yards. DJ Moore is good. Last week, it was a weird game. Baker Mayfield did not have a ton of completions, didn't throw the ball a lot. Just didn't look great, but the second game, he should be fine. DJ Moore had 6 targets, 3 receptions last week. Only had 43 yards, but I still think this line's a little bit too low. Looking at what Scores and Odds has projected for him, it should be way more. 63.91. Did the line move there? I got it, 54.5 at Caesars. What's it at over at Caesars right now? It's moved. Oh, gosh, it's moved a lot. 57.5 -123. You can still get it -110 at 57.5. I like that number. Not that much of a difference. I got -119 odds. So, yeah, go take it. Tom Brady over 272.5 passing yards. The Saints defense did not look great in the first outing going up against, Atlanta. Mariota actually had a decent day going up against him. Brady, we currently have projected for 271.61, so right around this number. I got it +102. Line has moved in the opposite direction, which I still like it, +106. Like you see, most other sites have it -115 on the over. Caesars has drastic line movements I can't figure out why, but absolutely crushed the ones where they moved far too much last week. Last bet, Travis Kelce under 6.5 receptions, +130 over at Bet365. I think most other sites are sitting at +115. I still like it at +115. Let's see. Kelce. No, that's receiving yards. We're going over receptions. Kelce. Yeah, +114 over at FanDuel. I'd still take it there. Kelce, let's pull up his game log last season. I think he hit the under in 10 out of 16 games. Only played 16 games last season. Yes, Hill is out of the lineup, which should increase his target share. Yes, he had 8 for 9 last week and 8 catches on 9 targets. But this week, a lot tougher matchup going up against San Diego. Arizona Cardinals defense is absolute garbage. So this is just a spot here where 6.5 getting plus 130 odds. I have it closer to 50-50. So FanDuel should have roughly a 5 to 7% ROI on that at minus 114. If you have to take it at plus 110 at DraftKings, that's fine. I'd stay away from it at minus odds at MGM and Caesars. That's it. That's the show. We'll be back tomorrow with a whole bunch of baseball, whole bunch of football, whole bunch of bets. Again, been absolutely crushing it. Go over to scoresandodds.com. Get signed up. Again, we're 30% ROI on the season. I know that says 26.5, but that's it. If you delete that, it's close. It's 30 because these bets haven't paid. But go get signed up. Won every single day this month outside of the first day when I just bet 3 home run bets. And I was busy. I can't remember what I was busy doing, but I was busy doing something. And bets were just garbage that day. I think it was a Thursday. There weren't many games. Yeah, outside of that, just absolutely crushing like 30 to 40% ROI almost every single day. Go get signed up. We're out of here. Kids.